this?
Welcome to the Killer Comic Show.
Welcome to the Killer Comic Show.
Well, we're back. It's another Thursday, 9 o'clock, the same time every single week. There was three of us till about 4 minutes ago when the hunk that is Mr. Tom Malin, literally his buzzer went off and he got called out on an emergency. So big up the fireman, saving the world, saving the planets, saving everything at the moment.
Literally, stay safe, stay sexy, Tom.
It's another Thursday, mate. How you doing?
I'm not doing as well as you are with a little sneaky pint there. You surprised me with that one.
I've been away this week, so I was gonna surprise you and do another premiering Lenny Henry sketch, but the internet in that premiering was shit, absolutely shocking. Because I was in Worcester, because it's down in a ditch. I had no service on my phone. I had no internet. I had to pay for the ultimate Wi-Fi, which was £5. That didn't work. It was an ultimate ball ache, so I decided to finish work early and drive 4 hours to get home, have a cheeky pint, and spend my Thursday evening with you and the lovely people that are constantly in the chat every Thursday at 9 p.m.
And speaking of ultimate ball ache, I like your t-shirt.
Well, someone told me you've got a dentist appointment tomorrow, so the doctor...
Tomorrow morning I've got the dentist, so...
Britt
for me.
Baker, DMD.
Was this a wrestling thing?
Yes, it's Britt Baker. The
Who cares? Move on.
Okay. Right. Anyway, I'm going to jump straight into the chat because we've got some lovely people there. I think the Poptimist might have had a couple of points because his first comment was one of the Chuckle Brothers is in MasterChef. Okay. Thanks for that. We've got an old face that we haven't seen in a while. It is Wesley's Comics Collection. Yo, it's been a long time since I could watch you guys live, but now I'm not working during college, so here I am. Thank you very much for joining us, sir. The Poptimus is still going on one. He's cooking risotto. Okay. And then
I wasn't too sure if these messages were like euphemisms that he was like calling it here. You know, Chuckle Brothers, MasterChef.
And then Chris, hello, Mr. Chris Bell. Welcome, sir. I hope you're not in your skimpy little outfit laying on a duvet or a futon or whatever you was on last week. The Poptimus UK, the other one is dead. Happy Thursday all. Thank you very much. ABZ is on time and loving it already. Evening all finally made it on time. Let's go. Let's go indeed. It's the one and only Ed Vic. Evening, sir. Thank you very much for joining. We have Leon Russell. Evening, killers. Evening to you. And the Poptimus is... He certainly is, Chris. There we go. He's definitely dead. And we've got the lovely Connie Dalton. She was repping this week when she was hitting the gym. She was repping wearing her Killer Comics merch. If you do want some Killer Comics merch, either reach out to myself, Andy, or Tom via Instagram or YouTube, and we can take it from there, and we can see where we go. No, it's not a travel lodge.
I'll check eBay.
Or check eBay. Yeah, it's not a travel lodge. It's Premier Inn. So there we have it. And what's that? It'll have been a booty call. It would have been a booty call. And we've got Zan R7. Good evening, lads and chat. It's good to see you. It's good to see you too. Thank you very much. And one and only Dean McDowell. Thank you very much, Dean, for joining. He was a bit upset with us because we picked 4 comics that was all on his pull list, and now he only gets to hear our review of 2 of them. So hopefully you've read all the comics, and it's looking forward to see what we've got for this evening. And it is Mrs. Adam Cole. Baby, there we go. DMD. Andy literally has no idea what we're talking about. And we've got a new viewer tonight. Hasn't been in the chat for a while. It is Stream Elements. The Stream Elements bot is running.
Listen, I don't care if it's running. Has it subscribed? That's the question I want.
Did you sign up for that? I didn't sign up for that.
Nope.
Oh, well. So anyway, sir, it's been a good week for me so far. Pretty busy, but... Have you got any pickups?
I got pickups. Of course I have.
Has he got pickups? Mate, has he got pickups?
Listen, it was Pickup Central, and I'm going to start a little bit left field, if I can. I know this is a primarily comic show, but I picked up the Dark Knight Trilogy Special Edition, and I'm wondering if anybody in the chat knows why I picked this up. So I picked this up on eBay. It was about 15 quid, there or thereabouts. And for those of you who don't know, the Special Edition comes with a broken DVD that I've just dropped on the floor, but it also comes with that's the bit that we're going to cut for when we're doing our rewind thing, just that bit there. So it comes with some joke.
I knew it.
Postcards, or art cards, prints, I should say. So there's this one. There is this one. This one, which is probably one of my favorites. Yeah. And that is
my god,
awesome.
Can you still buy it? Can you put the link in the chat for that, Andy, please?
For the DVD thing?
For basically what you've just bought, because I want to get.
Yeah, I will put that up. Just search for Dark Knight Trilogy Special Edition and just look for the white box set. And I was lucky enough that it was sealed, and so were the postcards. So I'm going to take those to Thought Bubble and get Jock to sign them, and then.
And that was from eBay, yeah.
That was from eBay, yeah.
Of course it was.
There we go. So that was that. I literally put that down, and the DVD flew out of the box and landed on the floor. So I'll be interested to see what that's like. Speaking of the best claim sale on the internet, I picked up this absolute ghost of a comic. I nearly fell off my chair when I seen this when Tim put this up. So this is FF issue number 19, but this is the 1 in 25 Deodato variant. And this is also the first appearance of Inomi, which I think is a great spec book and will eventually appear in Black Panther at some point. Yeah. So, yeah, go and have a look to see on this on eBay, guys. It is a ghost. There's hardly any for sale, and I've been searching it for a long, long time. So, Tim and Lucy, thank you so much for making that happen. Got a little bit old school, guys. The Flintstones issue number 1.
Do you know how hard they are to pick up? I've been after I've been trying to get like the whole Hanna-Barbera collection thing. They're so hard. This
is a fairly decent copy, newsstand copy as well. But believe it or not, this is actually my second copy of this because I picked it up on eBay, got it in, and then went to sort of fight. Believe it or not, I'm semi-organized. I filed it away in my comic collection and realised that I had 2. So there will be one for sale if anybody wants to pick one up. But this is a great pickup. Anytime I see a Jock variant cover, I have to pick it up. I think I paid £6 for this book.
That's great.
It's lovely, and it came in a Mylar as well, which was great. So you can see I've been busy on eBay, guys. It's been quite frantic on eBay.
When are you not busy on eBay though? But when are you not busy on eBay?
The secret is make eBay work for you. So have all your notifications set up so that it just pings up, boom, straight in there. Picked up this bad boy. Doctor Doom's coming eventually. This is Secret Wars issue number 8. This is a variant edition. But I was lucky enough just to pick up a couple of copies of this one.
Is this perpetual speculation market again?
A little bit, yeah. So obviously I try to make the hobby pay for itself as much as I can.
Yeah.
And when I pick these up for relatively cheap, I can't help but stick the rest of them for sale, whether that be on eBay or privately. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. That's the only reason how I can do it. A few more pickups. I got The Man Called Nova issue number 16. I'm trying to fill this run. I think I've only got maybe 4 or 5 issues left to go, and this is a nice newsstand copy. So happy to pick that
Andy,
up.
let me know what issues you need. So I actually think I've got a few.
Sweet, yeah, 100%. Will do.
Zanar just said he's never off eBay. Can you hit him up?
Oh, will do, buddy. Yeah, absolutely, no problem at all. Drop me a message on Insta. I've got Raw issue number 41. Again, this is another run that I'm trying to complete. I think in my old age, I've sort of, it's only certain runs that I want to try and complete these days because I realise that I'm never going to get like Captain America 1, Iron Man 1, stuff like that. So it's the kind of a left field series that I pick up. So this is great if you haven't read this. New Mutants is another one that I try to pick up all the issues, and this is issue number 93. Fantastic Liefeld and McFarlane cover. Wait, you see this one, guys. I think you'll appreciate this. Freddy's Dead, the Final Nightmare 3D edition, guys. Come on.
So apparently there's a new Nightmare on Elm Street coming out.
So I heard, yeah.
If it ain't Robert Englund, I'm not interested.
You're not interested? Well, listen, these books are fairly hard to come by, especially in good condition. But these seem to get snapped up really, really quickly. And again, this was like a Facebook group that I picked this up on. So got a little Sneaky Avengers book here. Again, just another one to add to the collection. But anything with Nebula on it, I'm all in. So any Nebula covers I try and pick up. And this is an absolutely fantastic cover here. Free comic book day, guys. Don't sleep on these books. I'm telling you. Anytime I see a free comic book day, specifically going back to like 2006, 2007, I always try and pick up the more obscure stuff. My Hero Academia is huge. So I picked this up for like 50p. I was absolutely delighted.
Darren, aka the Popsimus, is a huge My Hero Academia fan.
I think I've seen all his pops. You can get loads of pops, can't you? Yeah. Deadpool Max issue number 5. So this is a bit of a key. This is the first appearance of the female Taskmaster, and obviously in the TV series we realised that Taskmaster was female, but this obviously the comics are slightly different. Again, guys, don't judge me, but these books you shouldn't be passing these up. DC Superhero Girls. See, in the next sort of 5 to 6 years, when this series doesn't exist, these will be getting snapped up.
No, I've actually got that one, and it's a really good comic.
Yeah, definitely, 100%.
I think it's just because Harley Quinn, Wonder Woman, everyone, it's wicked. They're characters that I absolutely love. So absolutely,
yeah. I normally pick up a couple of copies, keep one for myself, and give one to the kids. So this was my big boy pickup, reasonably big boy pickup this week. Was Invaders issue number 1. Again, in a lovely Mylar cover there. But again, this is another series that I'm trying my best to fill. And number 1 is probably the most expensive book of the week. And it is a fantastic condition. So happy with that. And then there was just some 2000 ADs that I picked up. So I tried to collect Carlos Esquerra and Brian Boland 2000 AD covers. So this was another one to add to that collection. We've got a lovely Brian Boland cover here. So this is the Judge Dredd Mega Special. Another Judge Dredd with Judge Death on the front. And I picked this up just because I liked it. It's a promo poster, okay? And all the cities in all the world, and he chose Glasgow. And it's a comic called The Bogeyman, okay? And it's from a way back in time. It was John Wagner, Alan Grant, and Robin Smith. So John Wagner is one of the main writers in 2000 AD. And I just loved this. It just reminded me of home. So I picked this up.
That's a good pick, that one. That's a good pick.
Yeah. Love it. Absolutely love it.
Get it? Bogey, good pick.
I did that. I just left it. Guys, I'm turning into Charlie when it comes to picking up duplicate books. I picked up Hammer issue number 1 magazine, and then realised when I was putting it away that I had another copy of this, which I actually probably showed on the show at one point. So again, slip into my DMs if you fancy buying an issue of Hammer issue number 1. And last, but probably not least, we've got Star-Lord issue number... I actually don't know what issue this is. Anyway, it's a Carlos Esquerra cover, and just look at that artwork. Cannot beat that artwork. That was me, guys. That was my pickups this week.
Right, so guys, you know when we mentioned a few weeks ago that we was going to try and take this down to an hour, we now got 6 minutes left, so we're just going to cut it there and say thank you very much. No, you do get some good pickups, man. Like you do get some good pickups. It is.
I was going to say quality over quantity, but
Do you know what? Do you know what I'd like to do? Like, Darren tagged us all today on some of the comics that he'd found from like his childhood a few years ago. I'd love to see like if anyone in the chat has got any comics that they like picking up and what they're recently picking up. I know Chris Bell does it quite frequently, like what he gets for his pull list, and he tags us and stuff like that. I'm always interested to see what you guys in the chat are reading, because obviously you tune in to watch us review the 2 comics that we've that have won the vote. But if that's not what the comics that you're reading, I'd love to see what you guys are reading, because maybe we're missing something, or maybe we're not reading a comic that's quite popular and stuff. I know some of you have suggested stuff, and we will get around to doing that. But yeah, it's always interesting.
I think what would be really cool at some point is, because we're building up, regular people that are watching the show and stuff like that, watching the rewind. If we could get some sort of Discord chat thing going, and everybody can put up what their wants list are, or everybody's from all over the UK and Ireland, and some in America. If there's specific things that you want to try and get, just put it up on like a Discord, and we can all be looking for it and sort each other out, do trades and stuff. So, well,
let's be honest, Killer Comics will be like hugely expanded by the end of the year, so I don't think a Discord is that far off, to be fair.
Lots of things.
So there we go. We've got Zanara said, I picked up my comics from Forbidden Planet and they gave me a free Sandman issue #1 Netflix. If anyone's watched Sandman issue 1 Netflix, please no spoilers, because I'm going to watch it tonight. Connie, my niece has all the superhero girl books because she's obsessed with Supergirl. Yep, it's a good obsession to have. How long has Andy's whole segment been going on for? Feels like hours. It was 1 hour and 6 minutes, to be fair. And the Poptimist has said, Phalanx Coven X-Men crossover was my big fave back then, missing my hollow foil cover though. There we go. So that's Andy.
I think I have that. Let me have a look down.
So I literally, we did have Tom. I know Tom had a few pickups, but he had to deal out and go and stop a fire or an RTC or anything like that. But I only picked up 2 things. I was out at a kid's party this on Sunday, and I needed to get out of the place. So I said to Michelle, my wife, Mrs. Geeky, I said, look, I'm going to go and get you a coffee. Would you like one? She was like, yes. So I said, right. Took the chance to go on Google, and no matter where I am, I'll try and find a comic shop. And I was in Havisham, and I found Gobsmack Comics right in the middle of Havisham High Street. And I was like, right, let me go and have a butcher's at this. Great little shop. Honestly, great little shop. Sells figures, sells comics, DVDs, computer games. It's like nostalgic, a proper good little comic shop. If you can check it out, I will find the link and I'll drop it in. And I'm also going to post on Instagram as well. But I'm massively into my DC versus Vampires at the moment. I think it's some of the best stuff that DC has done at the moment. And these things are quite cool. So I picked up the DC versus Vampires, the Coffin edition. So this is for collecting issues #1 to 3 of the Blood Curdling New series. So these are kind of like mini trade paperbacks, as it were. This is going for silly money on eBay at the moment. I'm not sure why, but yes, this is the Coffin edition, issues #1 to 3. And then I also picked up the Crypt edition for #4 to issue 6. But what I kind of like about it is that on the back it's highlighting all the characters. What am I doing? Facing it the wrong way. There we go. That beer's gone to me head. But yeah, I think I'm going to start collecting all of these, because obviously it's a 12 run, so there's going to be different characters and stuff. I picked these up for £1.50 each. Right?
Listen, you can't get any more London. Like you were basically saying, I went down to the market and I went here and I went there and I popped into this place and I had a butcher's and I picked these up for £1.50. Del Boy.
I did. That is it. Del Boy. And that's basically what I got this week. And I've been reading, DC Vampires is wicked. Loving it.
I've got it on my subs list. The only reason I had it on my subs list is because I thought that Francesco Mattina was doing all the covers for it. But I think he stopped at #7, and then I don't know if he's coming back. Mm-hmm. But I was really disappointed because I wanted the whole line of Mattina covers. But it's a good read, definitely worth checking out.
It is a good read. So that's my pickups. Andy took up 45 minutes of it, so we've got like literally 15 minutes to go. So I have to do this every single week now. There is an intro coming. If you've got earplugs, earmuffs, put them on, cover your ears, because we're going into a segue right about now. And here we are, as I say every single week, business end of the show. This is Killer Covers for August 10th, which is this week, new comic book day yesterday. Let's jump straight into it. Up first, you've seen it. This is what I like about this, right? Andy, you've been posting this all over Instagram, you've been posting it over the Killer Comics Instagram page, so people have been privy to see what's happening. Do you want to talk us through why you've picked this one?
My pleasure, certainly, yes. For those of you who have not joined our Instagram, you should definitely go and consider giving us a follow. Predator issue number 1. Has anybody watched Prey just before I start? I watched it the other night, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Some of the action scenes were superb. Anyway, I digress. This, guys, is the Scotty Young variant cover for Predator issue number 1. There was 2 covers in this whole and for issue number 1 that I was considering. There was this one, and believe it or not, the Peachman Moko cover was also one that I considered strongly. But I think this is absolutely superb. If you remember the Alien cover that Scotty Young done for Alien number 1, I think this would complement it fantastically. And we all know that comic went, through the roof in the secondary market. I just think that the simplicity of this stuff is superb. I know that, like Peachman Moko, Scotty Young stuff can kind of saturate the market, but every so often he absolutely knocks it out the park, and I think this is one of those occasions. I think this is a book that if you don't pick it up, you'll miss out and you'll pay lots and lots more money for it, so make sure that you go and get it. So this is my cover of the week.
Zan, I've got to be honest here, mate. I think you've made a mistake, because I think, as Andy said, it's Scotty Young. Scotty Young, after a couple of years, goes for silly money, even if you're keeping it in your personal collection or you're going to flip it and everything like that. To have any Scotty Young comic or artwork in your collection, it's tireless. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I definitely think this is up there. Andy, I would have picked this if you hadn't done, and I did actually look at all the various Predator comics and stuff. But I think there's too many. I think this is what's the word? Simple. There you go. That's the word. Simple.
Whoa, mate! Do me a favor. See that beer? Go fill it up.
Wow. I was going to go for the other one that kind of looked like it was all in green. It kind of looked like a Matrix type of cover. But then you guys laid into me about the Warren Lowe comic I picked. So I was like, well, I'm not going to go for a poster one again. So I didn't. So yeah, this is yours. Predator 1, Scotty Young variant cover. Winner, chicken dinner. Chris Bell's already been saying this is a winner. So yeah, let's get back onto it.
See, before we go into this one, did you see the 1 in 200? I think it was a 1 in 500, and it's literally just camouflage. And I was like, I was kind of staring at that cover, going, like, what am I missing? Is it some sort of like optical illusion that I'm not seeing? But yeah, weird.
But I mean, like James has said, I do have an Alien Scotty Young variant, but I much preferred Momoko's Predator variant. It was very reminiscent of issue 2 of Dark Horse's run.
Correct, 100%. It's a complete homage to that. Yeah, I picked
That's
up
the one
5
I was talking
copies
about. It was the Razaz.
Raza cover. Yeah, that Peachman Moko cover. I picked up 5 copies of that. Yeah. I'm going to get them sent for grading.
Why not?
It's that good.
So this is Predator number 1. Tom went for 8 Billion Genies issue number 4. He's gone for the Christian Wald cover B. This is quite a good play on a cover. Obviously, this is replicating Superman. Instead of having the S on his chest, he's got a little genie. I don't really know much more to say about this cover. It's quite interesting. I like the way that it's out of focus on his face in the rest of the comic, and then zoomed in and a clear focus on the genie. All I can say about this comic is that I've really been enjoying it, and I'd be interested if anyone else in the chat has been reading it to find out what wish you would choose if you was given an opportunity. Maybe we can get a poll going. Maybe let's get a poll going on Instagram or YouTube. We'll work out how to do it. What everyone's wish would be if they had one wish.
That is, I like that. Can I be completely upfront? I haven't read any of 8 Billion Genies.
Not even the first one we reviewed on the show.
I wasn't on that show. That's why I never read it.
We're trying to be professional, mate.
I know, but I'm like, oh yeah, this is a great one. But I've heard so many good things about it. All the other sort of podcasts and stuff like that are really bigging it up. And obviously it's been picked up as well. So the first issue is kind of going for silly money. I'm just waiting for one of you guys to pick this at some point for one of the other issues, just so that I can read it back to back. So,
but yeah, I think. What do you think about this cover though?
I'm not huge. Okay, I really don't like Superman. So anything that is the only reason I will buy a Superman cover is if it's by an artist that I really like. And I find it really difficult to get into Superman. So this is an eye-catching book, and I think it sort of ticks those boxes for any Superman fan. I just at the minute I can't relate to it just because I haven't read anything. It's only what I've heard. So probably once I've read it, it will make a little bit more sense.
ABZ has said, I picked up the Warren Lowe Batman 1 in 25 trade and Virgin set while I was on vacation. It arrived last week and it's fire. Thank you very much. I've got a fan in the chat. Bish, bash, bosh. I'm done for tonight. See you later. Checking out. High five. Right. That's Tom. Over to me now. Right. So as I mentioned, I'm into my zombies. I'm into my undead. This is DC Deceased War of the Undead Gods, issue number 1. You're a massive fan of Francesco Mattina, so I kind of thought, oh, hold on, let me tickle Andy's back in and see if I can get his vote. This is the 1 in 25 Francesco Mattina Supergirl variant. Deceased, DC vs Vampires, they're fantastic reads. Tom Taylor is on this. You've got James Tynion on DC vs Vampires, 2 of the most fantastic writers, absolutely killing it. This cover for me just does everything, shock horror, straight to the point. Does exactly what it says on the tin. Yeah, I'm all for this. Francesco Mattina, I love the guy. And the 1 in 25 is rocking it, to be fair. What do you think?
I do like a Francesco Mattina cover. I do also like when you tickle me as well, Charlie, so thanks for that. But my only 2 issues with this, it's a 1 in 25. So would I be picking up 25 issues of cover A or cover B to be able to get this, or pay?
Well, hold on. Didn't you just pick up 15 copies of Doom? Doctor Doom.
What?
You picked up 5 copies of Doctor Doom, didn't you?
I picked up 4.
Oh, 4? Well, then, like, if you was to pick up another...
Dude, they were a quid each. Leave me alone. I'm Scottish. Come on, I'm not going to pay more than what I need to. Jeez. Yeah, no, the background on this, I would have much preferred it if it was a oh no!
Now.
There's a clip. If the background, the background, if it had been like a white background or a light background, so that Supergirl absolutely pops, I think that'd have been great. But yeah, Mattina's doing what Mattina does best. You know, there's no surprises there.
No, but I've got to say I do really like it. I do like Francesco Mattina, and I do collect the Batman comics when Francesco was doing them. I collect the Batman main cover, and I collect the Francesco Mattina ones as well. And I'm still doing that. And I got my my delivery from Galactic Comics, and for Batman 125, I've got 12 issues coming, and I've got the main cover plus all the variant covers. I think they kind of ran away with it when I said I wanted like the variant covers of the Batman.
So did you get the 1 in 50 and stuff like that, the jock cover?
I think I got the 1 in 25. I think I got the acetate and the wraparound.
Oh, don't mention acetate. We're not allowed to mention acetate. That's a bad word in the comic.
And I got the Jules Jimenez wraparound cover. So,
mate, you went deep.
Yeah, not by choice, mate.
Was it one of those ones just get me all the covers and you didn't realise there was like 25 of them?
Yeah. There we go. Love the Mattina cover, but the beep is awesome. And then Stephen Clark, what's up, guys? Welcome. So yes, this is cover of the week. Let's go through them again. We've got Predator.
This is cover of the week.
Yeah, we've got Scotty Young, Predator number 1. We've got 8 Billion Genies, Fake Our Superman, and then we've got Deceased War of the Undead Gods, a sexy. Depending.
Okay, move on. Keep going. Stop overselling.
Okay. Right. There we go. Right. So this is now the Killer Comic Show week 31 review, which was last week. We are now in week 32. Up first, there was 4 votes, and the 2 that got chosen was Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood issue number 1, and of course Little Monsters issue number 6, which totally threw us all a curveball. Jumping straight into it, we have Batman White Knight Presents Red Hood issue number 1, written by the one and only Sean Murphy, and the art is by Simone Di Meo. We've got the main cover by Sean Murphy. We've got cover B by Olivier Coipel. We've got the cover C, which is the 1 in 25 Simone Di Meo, and we've got cover D, which is the 1 in 50 Oliver Coipel gold foil variant as well. Andy, bish bash bosh, take this away, son.
Can I just say before we start with this, it was like the 4 comics that we had up for the vote I would have happily, well, I did read them all, but I would have happily have reviewed every single one of them for the show. So I think I really like the fact that we get everybody to vote, and we had 30 votes on the community part on YouTube. So that's absolutely fantastic. So guys, we can't stress enough. Please make sure that you vote for the comic that you want to read. I think you can only get one vote, so you can't pick two. So just whatever's your favorite, we really, really do appreciate it. So Batman White Knight presents Red Hood. Murphyverse. I think we've bigged up Sean Murphy enough on this show, and we will continue to do so. This is 2-issue story, which I like. I like it when you know you've not got a huge investment in these books, and you know that after issue number 2, it's done and dusted. And it almost makes it a little bit more challenging, I guess, for Sean Murphy to convey his story in 2 issues. Just before we go into this one, if you haven't picked up I think it was like the Mr. Freeze issue for White Knight, definitely pick that up. That was just a one-off, one-shot, and it's probably the best stuff that Sean Murphy's done, in my opinion. But back to this particular issue, this was an issue that was kind of all about the background of Jason Todd and the life, between the time that he spent as Robin and his return as the Red Hood. The first couple of the artwork in this, guys, the first couple of pages are pretty stunning. I think hopefully we've got a few examples of it. I think that page on the left is literally like the first, maybe the second page that you see.
It's incredible. It
brings you straight into the action. You're obviously, everybody knows the story and what normally happens in the Batman ethos, but with this it takes a little bit of a turn, and Robin doesn't get killed, he doesn't die, but he gives away the identity of Batman to the Joker, and this is where the story kind of leads up to, and we get to a point where Jason Todd is kind of like, he doesn't know what to do with his life. He's drinking too much alcohol. He's staying up late. He doesn't care for the world. He's certainly not saving anybody's life, and he's just got that sort of. He's worried about what the Joker's going to do to Batman now that he's given away his identity and stuff like that. We then get introduced to Gan, who is revealed as the new Robin. Which for me came out a little bit of left field. I didn't expect it, but I must admit I actually quite enjoyed it. The dialogue that was created from Gan had a little bit like Kate Bishop, Hawkeye vibe about it. It was kind of a like tongue-in-cheek, kind of a like, throwing little digs at Jason Todd every so often. I did find though that some of the dialogue was a little bit cheesy at times, felt a little bit corny. But I guess it's just because it wasn't what I was expecting on this book. But for me, I thought the artwork was stellar. I thought the story writing was great. And the fact that it's only 2 issues, I'm really intrigued to see what the next issue brings. But I think it will just set up Jason Todd. It will set up Gan as being more prominent within that Batman Murphyverse. What did you think, Charlie?
See, I was interested in this because I'm a big Batman fan. I think the Murphyverse of Batman is something that is great. And I think we need more of it. I'd like to see a movie based on these different aspects of Batman 100%. And stuff like that. Yeah. I just think everyone knows Sean Murphy's killing it with Batman, the White Knight series. So that's kind of that. With this spin-off, as you mentioned, the second page you open this, you're literally taken straight back to Death in the Family. This is where it takes you back to Death in the Family, where Jason Todd, aka Robin, is beaten, and he's beaten to death by the Joker. This is the whole flip side of that. This is something that Sean Murphy knows what to do. He knows to literally send you left field, and you didn't see it coming. This for me was great. The artwork is amazing. Like the artwork is the way that you can go from so colourful, so bright and so impactful from that. And then you can kind of go to like the musty, rustic tones on the other 2 pages. Honestly, it just keeps you on your toes constantly. And the story, for me, the story is a little bit lackluster because with Jason Todd turning to the bottle, Iron Man, Tony Stark's been there before, like demon in the bottle and stuff. He's kind of fed up of how he's been and he's drinking enough. So he's Jason Todd, where he's obviously met Gan, he's kind of taken it upon himself to act like the Batman that Bruce Wayne did to him. He's going to kind of be like the guardian angel to Gan and kind of get the best out of her if she wants to be Robin and stuff like that. What I do want to touch on, right, is that Sean Murphy put a post up on Instagram. So if you guys follow him and stuff, you might have seen this. But he said, so help me understand this. A friend said that Red Hood book is selling well because it's Gan's new female Robin's first appearance. I mentioned that she appeared in the first issue of Beyond the White Knight, but he said that was just a cameo. So a cameo isn't a first appearance. He tried to explain it by talking about Wolverine's first appearance, and the confusion from there just transpired and continued to get on and on and on, and I got even more lost. So apparently, this isn't Gan's first appearance, but this comic has been selling through the roof because her cameo appearance is Beyond the White Knight doesn't count.
Interesting.
I'm really interested to see where this comic goes. The way it ended on issue number 1, I'm interested to see how it goes in issue number 2 and if it transpires and carries on into Beyond the White Knight, because I think Beyond the White Knight, the Sean Murphy verse, is something that is fantastic, is really, really good. Him and Katana, his wife, created a Harley Quinn character that is probably one of the best Harley Quinn characters, other than Amanda Connors that she's been doing for years. It's one of the best Harley Quinn characters, and I think she's established herself as that. This, for me, though, was a really, really strong read, and I actually enjoyed it more than I actually thought it was, and it was a good kind of, it was a good filler issue in between the other issue of Beyond the White Knight coming up. So, yeah.
Yeah, you would definitely hope there's some sort of purpose for these two issues.
Yeah.
I think the second issue has to really do something pretty special to keep me interested in Gan as a character, because I'm not entirely sure what they bring to the Murphyverse other than it being a female Robin that rides a bike. I'm not entirely sure what else there is at this point. Just picking up on the artwork, like that left-hand page, it's only when I'm seeing it again that I realise that it has that sort of filter on it, and all those pages had that filter on it when it was going back in time, and then all of a sudden it changed to what we see in the other two pages. I don't know if you agree, Charlie, but a couple of the fight scenes, just the way that the panel work was set up, I thought it was really messy, and I found it really quite a challenge to understand what was going on. You know, I couldn't see the fight sequence because it just was a mash of colour. Yeah.
Especially when he's fighting the new Nightwing and like the GCPD, and like it kind of just happened there and it was all over the place. But I think, I don't want to say it was rushed, but it kind of comes across a little bit like that. It's not as in depth and as engaging as the Batman Beyond the White Knight comics are, but it's still up there. It's still a good read. I still did enjoy it, but I think Gan needs to bring something to the table for me to be invested more.
Absolutely. I mean, if it wasn't part of the Murphyverse, I wouldn't have picked it up. It was only because I had FOMO. I was like, what am I going to miss out here if I don't read these? And that's testament to Sean Murphy and what he's created, is that you want to get a little bit of piece of everything that's created as part of this universe. But I would say, like, he very rarely gets it wrong, and I think issue number 2 will be probably, that issue that we all remember as being the one that filters through to the rest of the books that are going to happen.
Boom. So then we're off to a good start. Good start. If you're a Batman fan, if you're a Red Hood fan, Nightwing fan, Robin fan, definitely pick this up. James, comic deal. This is definitely a comic I reckon you should pick up, and go for it. Up next, we've got Little Monsters issue number 6, written by Jeff Lemire, and the art is by Dustin and Nguyen. Main cover by Dustin and Nguyen, and cover B is by Nicolas Lemire. I'm going to throw this straight out there. I was ecstatic for what happened in this, but I was also a little bit disappointed because I'd hyped myself up after issue number 5, thinking, this is it. The last issue of issue number 6 is coming. I wonder what it's all going to tie together now. We're going to find out so much. I just feel we were still left with so many loose ends. The story, the artwork, it's been great. Jeff Lemire is fantastic at what he does. The character engagement in this and the character development of all these comics is amazing. Little monsters they are, and they are turning into little monsters. But do you think it should have ended on issue number 6?
1,000,000%. That's what I had set myself up for, Charlie. I'd said that in our private chat. That wait a minute, is there an issue 7 for this? This was only the first arc. Mate, I was kind of disappointed that it didn't finish at issue number 6, and that had nothing to do with the story. It was just I was waiting for closure, and I've kind of been waiting for a bit of closure on it since issue number 3 or 4,
Yeah.
because it felt a little bit, dare I say it, dragged out a little bit.
Yeah.
Charlie's fell asleep.
No, I'm still here. I am. It did, and I was kind of like, I've said it time and time again. I think we have as well, and people in the chat have. Jeff Lemire is good at what he does, but sometimes he maybe does 1 or 2 issues too many. I mean, look at May's book, for instance. Issues 1, 2, and 3 were fantastic. Issues number 4 and 5 just dragged on, and you kind of think, are you paid to do these 5 issues, or are you just dragging it out just to get the point across? And I don't think it was needed.
My question is whenever this was first in previews, it was solicited as being a mini one issue 1 to 6 mini series. So I would imagine what's happened is, because this has been such a good seller and everybody's loved it, is that the story's just continued and they've made it a first arc. For those of you who haven't read it, the little monsters or the little vampires have literally been eating rodents for hundreds and hundreds of years, and that's how they've survived. That's the taste of blood from rodents that they've got. But there's I think 8 of them in total, and they're split into 2 camps now. So you've got 4 of the vampires who have tasted human blood for the first time, and now that they've got the taste for it, they're kind of like sharks. It's like a bit of a frenzy where they're trying to seek out their next fix. But you've got the other 4 vampires who refuse to kill humans and drink their blood, because that's effectively what they were told not to do by the adults that left them hundreds of years ago. So you've got these kind of 2 factions that, in this particular issue, it just comes to a head, and they go against each other because they want this one little girl who we've been following since, I think, issue 3 or 4, since her dad died, and that's how they get their first taste of blood. But the interesting thing about this issue, and I don't know if you noticed it, there was no blood shed on this issue. So there was none of the red in the issue, but what there was what you'll see in the bottom left-hand side is the graffiti all over the city. And there was I think it was one double page where it just showed the whole city all in graffiti, all colourful, and it looked beautiful. And I would imagine that now that we're getting into issue number 7 and onwards, that we'll find out a little bit more about this vampire who doesn't speak, and what all that graffiti is about. What's he been doing? What stories he been telling on the walls of the city?
I found myself looking at the graffiti pages, seeing if I could notice anything about it, like seeing if there was like a story being told, or if there was any clues from the elders that had left anything for them. But yeah, there wasn't. And Tom is literally on the back of a fire engine, probably at the moment, just checking in. But I'm really enjoying it. When I say I was disappointed that it didn't end, and it's really strange to say that, because you think, if it's such an amazing comic, why would you be disappointed?
Yeah, it's weird.
End. I'm disappointed that it didn't end, because I think it could have ended. They could have tied it together. I mean, I know we're getting to see, over the 6 issues, we found about every single individual character. We found out about the twins. We found out about the one of them dies, and there's a separate story going that way. But I'm really interested now to find out how the middle guy, this middle panel here, how he's kind of become like the leader of the Lost Boys, as it were. He's kind of, everyone's baying on his word. He's kind of leading the pack of like the hungry vampires that want the blood. So I think in the next arc, because there's clearly going to be a next arc, because it says to be continued, I think we're going to see him and his gang up against maybe the humans that killed one of the twins and stuff. It's going to be interesting to see. I just want to see the elders. I want to see the elder vampire. Where have they gone? They've left these kids to like fend for themselves for God knows how many years, and I kind of just want to see it. But I'm disappointed that this didn't end, because I think it could have done.
I've invested 6 issues into this. It's on my pull list. There's too many open questions after reading issue number 6, and in my opinion, it's just a little bit too slow for me to get to the point. And I just don't know if I'm intrigued enough to kick off from issue number 7. So I've pulled it from my pull list, and that's it. Me, I'm kind of content that I've read the 6 issues, and it's just not intrigued me enough to continue. So that's just my opinion.
what Ed said, I think it will work better as a trade paperback rather than having to wait for the next one. Do you know what I think? As you've mentioned early, with the 6 issues, I think that's my cut-off point. I'm going to buy this as a trade paperback, and then when the next issues come out, I mean, we could potentially be waiting till next year for this.
Yeah.
So
well, the funny thing is that it showed the cover for issue number 7, what the proposed cover, which I thought was interesting. They don't normally do that if they've not got a plan in place for at least a release schedule. But yeah, I definitely won't be picking up the other issues. I would say I'll probably go as far as selling the issues 1 to 6 at this point, and just pick up the combined trade whenever it eventually comes out.
Yeah, I think this for me, issues 1 to 6 was great. Pick it up as a trade, and then I'll read the next arc as a trade.
100%. Agreed.
I think that'll be it. So that's the 2 comics. Fantastic. The vote for the next comics will be posted, but news on that later. Right, again, there's another segue coming. If you got problems with your ears or you don't want to hear it.
Can I say something before we go into segue?
Yeah.
The Closet issue number 3. Go and read it, and then look back to the 2 episodes that we done reviewed issue number 1 and 2.
Yeah.
And you'll see that we were right.
You've just, I didn't want to touch on that because I didn't know if we was going to do it, but we're not blowing our own trumpets, right? But the 2 issues that we reviewed, Closet 1 and Closet 2, it was quite engaging, and we mentioned a lot of the stuff that does happen in issue number 3. So read issue number 3. Let us know what you thought, because yeah, it was a great comic.
And there was people that doubted James Tynion on this the first couple of issues.
One of them. I was actually one of them. So
listen, issue number 3, like, especially when you see when you get that in like a trade or whatever format that it comes out in, I think it's going to be absolutely fantastic. But I thought it was so funny how a lot of the things that we said in those 2 episodes actually came true, even to the point of the very, very last page and the last visual that you see is something that literally came out of our mouths. And I think that's testament to fantastic writing. So definitely go and check out Closet 3.
And also read Batman number 126, because there was it's getting good. So yeah, check it out. But yeah, there's another intro coming. Cover your ears. Before we get into the killer keys, let's have a quick check of the poll. Right, so we've had 672 votes. In 3rd place is me with my Deceased cover. In 2nd place is Andy with the Predator cover. And in 1st place is Tom with 8 Billion Genies with 45%. I've got 24, and Andy's got 31.
Listen, guys, this is all his fireman friends.
I was literally just about to say that. He's
sitting in that truck, logging in. Look, Fireman Sam and Fireman John, can you just make sure that you subscribe before you leave and, fight that fire? There
we go. So this is Tom's not quite mint killer key for August the 17th. I'm not sure what it is, but oh, look at that. As if. Right, so it is DC versus Vampires All Out War, issue number 2, written by Matthew Rosenberg, art by Pascal Qualano. Cover price is $3.99. It's available in shops August the 16th, 2022. 2 fantastic covers here. The survivors of a horrifying vampire attack led by Deathstroke take shelter with Talia al Ghul, with intel from Hero recently saved from vampirism. John Constantine prepares them for a suicide mission, while Midnighter goes through every scenario in his head and finds out the dark truth. Meanwhile, the mysterious vampire Lord Cinder has become aware of their plans and prepares a surprise. I'm loving this. I'm loving the spin-off. It's 6 issues. It's great. The artwork does take a bit to get used to in the first 4 or 5 pages of issue number 1. But if you're a lover of John Constantine, this is his comic where he shines with DC vs. Vampires. It's a great spin-off. Deathstroke, Midnighter, Wonder Woman. It's all happening. In the main arc of DC vs. Vampires, the Dark Lord, the Lord Vampire, is Nightwing. And then over here, it's become Lord Cinder. So yeah, it's a great comic. Definitely pick it up. Andy, have you got anything to say on this before we flip a Rooney and go to another one?
I only went for the DC vs. Vampires main 1 to 12 issues. I didn't go for any of the sort of side shows that were going on. Would you say that you would need to read these to enjoy 1 to 12?
I wouldn't say you need to read it, but it's kind of like it's a good spin-off, because in DC vs. Vampires there's 1 part It's like it is basically Deceased. You know, in Deceased where Cyborg is the killer and the one part, and then the rest of them are flown off to another Earth 616, wherever it is. This is kind of like that. Everyone's taking shelter in different places, and everyone's kind of taken up the mantle of the leader. John Constantine is the leader of this gang with Deathstroke, and then you've got the main arc with DC Vampire. So I wouldn't say you need to read it, but if you want more of the stuff before the original arc comes out, just jump on this.
You've sold it.
Go for it. Get in. I mean, I hope you enjoy it, mate. I hope you are enjoying it. There we go. And Darren, yeah, definitely some Trump level protein, 100%.
We have what we've got. We had 14 people watching at some point, and there's 30 votes.
Mate, not sure what's happening. But yeah, so this is DC vs Vampires issue number 2, All Out War. And obviously you can follow Tom over at Not Quite Mint. You can follow me on Instagram at not_. You can read that. I'm not reading that out. It just takes too much out of me. And then we've got Instagram, the same thing there. But yeah, follow him out. He's doing his comics, he's doing his images, he's posting, blah, 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 blah. It's all fantastic stuff. Check us out. We don't need to tell you what we do over on Instagram because you'll follow us anyway. So, right, again, cover your ears. This one's get your rocks out. I said rocks.
Just to let everybody know that we are in the midst of creating a new intro and some little things that we're going to be changing up come September time, hopefully. So look forward to that.
It's like one mind. I was literally just about to say that. It's like
listen, mate, what can I say? Brothers, what can I say? So yes, this is the killer indie pick for August 17th, which is of course next week's new comic book day. And as you know, we change it up a little bit. So we just pick we just pick one killer indie pick that we think that you should go and pick up. It was no contest. Absolutely no contest at all. It was Do a Power Bomb issue number 3, written and artwork by Daniel Warren Johnson. $3.99. What, $2.50, $2.60, $2.70, $2.80, something like that, depending on where you buy your comic books. You can see the skew there for the main cover there, which is on the left hand side. And I loved this cover on the right hand side. It had sort of like old school Mexican wrestling poster vibes, or was it just me?
No, it was
just me. Thanks, Charlie.
No, it weren't just you. I meant it was. It is old school Japanese poster vibes.
There's another clip for our rewind post. So Lona and Cobra, I nearly said Capri Sun. Remember Capri Sun? It's Capri Sun.
Oh, I love a Capri
Still
Sun.
a thing? Jeez.
Oh, yeah.
Lona and Capri Sun strategize as best they can for the first round tournament matchup with the mighty Orangabang.
Orangaboom's a beer, isn't it? I said Orangaboom. It's Orangabang.
Orangabang. Ding dong. Watch out for their finishing moves. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to picking this up. I've no doubt that Tom's going to pick this as his pick to read. So please vote for this whenever it comes up.
I've just got to say, issue number 2 it hit you right in the feels, and this is interesting now because obviously you've got Lona and Cobra Sun. They don't know, like she doesn't know yet. So I'm just really interested to find out how this happens. And also, Daniel Warren Johnson, if you haven't read Wonder Woman Dead Earth, go and give it a read because it's one of the best Wonder Woman comics. I'm going on record saying it's one of the best Wonder Woman comics I've ever read. And the
artwork, a good comic, yeah.
And again, it's Daniel Warren Johnson and Mike Spicer as well. So if you haven't read that, hit it out. It's Wonder Woman Dead Earth by Daniel Warren Johnson and the art by Mike Spicer. I come out in 2020 or 2020.
Look at us giving all the recommendations tonight.
Definitely give it a read.
We're like a proper comic podcast.
We are, aren't we? We are. We are. But yeah, this is have you got controls or do you want me to do?
Oh, do you want? Sorry. No, you can do it. It's fine. You can do it. I was too busy. No, I just seen that Ed Vick had brought up about the London Comic Mart, and I believe that Hobgoblins Hideaway are going to have a stall, a booth, a setup there. And it reminded me that on Tuesday,
Tuesday.
16th of August, so next Tuesday. They've got their blind claim sale. So if you've not already joined the Hobgoblin Hideaway Facebook group, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Make sure that you do that and let them know that the Killer Comic Show sent you.
We've also got the link for the London Comic Mart as well. I've only ever been once, and I must say it is actually quality.
Do you know what I'll need to do? I need to take a little trip over to visit, and we'll need to meet up and get Tom up, and we'll need to do a London comic shop tour.
Well, this was going to be the funny thing. So I was working near where Tom lives today. It was 40 minutes away. And if I'd finished any later, I was literally just going to go around. I was going to message you and say, right, I'm running a bit late, guys. You're going to have to start your show on your own. And then I was just going to, as the show starts, I was just going to burst into Tom's room and do the show with him from his room. Could you imagine now I'm sitting in his house and he's been called out as a fireman? I'm literally just sitting there. I'll be like, oh, this is great.
And Tom's wife's had no idea that you're there, and she just comes in and you're sitting there, geezer.
All right, mate. Yeah, so I've just raided Tom Not Quite Mint Shed, and I'm just sitting here doing my thing. And he's been called out. How you doing, Charlotte? You all right? That's it. That's how it be. But yeah. So
do you want? Oh, am I doing it? Okay, cool.
That's right. I've done it, mate. I've pulled
Perpetual Comics. That's kind of a me. That's my alter ego. You can find me on Instagram, perpetual.comics, and you can find me on Twitter, Perpetual Comics. Go give me a wee follow. I post up regularly. I have a little bit of a rant, a little bit of heart to heart with the world, and I'm over 1,000 followers, so that's pretty cool as well. So appreciate everybody who does follow me, and if you haven't, feel free to do so.
Nice one. Well, I like. There's no intro coming for this one because I'm not part of the intro crew yet. So I'm just going to make my own little music. There we go. Right. Yeah. This is.
Wait a minute. You're not part of. Wait a minute. It's your channel. Your show.
No, it's not my channel. It's our channel.
Is it our channel now?
It's taken me.
My lawyer will speak to your lawyer, okay, and we'll get terms and conditions all sorted out, okay?
But hold on, it's taken nearly 2.5 years for me to get my own slide, right? You've had the Not Quite Mint Killer Key, you've had the Perpetual Indie Pick, you now got Geeky's Killer Trade, right? I've waited 2.5 years for this. First one was last week. I'm still waiting for Tom to give me the okay to get my little intro, and then I can shut up. This is Geeky's Killer Trade for August the 17th. Animal Castle. Setting things alight with a Blaze Comics Animal Castle hardcover, 152 pages, $24.99. It's around $23.50. The distributor code is May 221051. Written by Xavier Dorison, and the art is by Felix Delip. I love the it's called Felix, and he's writing a comic, Animal Castle, where the main character is a cat.
Charlie, see the next time we do this show.
Yes,
see
mate.
if you read out the distributor code again. Yeah. I'm going to flip my lid.
Okay. The distributor code is May 221051. There we go. Why does that irk you?
Oh, it just really annoys me. It's just really annoying. Guys, does it annoy anybody else?
Right. Well, anyway, right.
May 221051. May 22.
Well, this is basically Animal Castle is everything Stray Dogs should have been, in my opinion.
Wow.
And I said it. I think I was the only one that actually read this. I think we read the first 1 or 2 issues, and I kind of stuck with it. I really liked it, and I think the artwork, the story, everything about this is really engaging. Everyone loves animals, and it kind of ends where you don't think it's going to end. But this is going to be great as a hardcover, and I think there's going to be special artwork and stuff in it. So definitely pick this up. It comes out next week. So yeah, if you like animals, if you like Stray Dogs, if you did read this and you want to read more of it, pick it up. I mean, it's 23 quid. What's that? That's like a cup of coffee and a croissant from Starbucks in it, Darren, the Poptimist.
Where, is that London prices?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, I think so.
Where are you buying your
Definitely
coffee?
London prices, 100%. But yeah, pick that up, and you can also follow me if you want some bitcoins. Don't follow the original Geeky Guy Comics. Head over to Instagram.com/Geeky Guy Comics _ and Twitter.com is Geeky Guy Comics. That's no underscore there. That's the original Geeky Guy Comics.
3 slides you have. Check that out. 3 slides you have.
3 slides. All right, mate. 3 slides. And there we go. Look, Darren has said it's about £7 for that. It's about £7 for that. I just want to give a special mention to Darren the Poptimist, because at the start of lockdown, he kind of jumped on Instagram and did the Poptimist Coffee Club every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock in his car. People walking past him must have just thought, "Oh my God, who is this man sitting there having a rant on a car, pulling out toys, pulling out comics and stuff like that?" Mate, it's been fantastic. I see your post the other day about that it's coming to an end. It's been amazing. Thank you very much for giving us the chance to see it every Saturday. I just want to say, I want to take my hat off to you, mate, and say thank you very much for starting that in 2021 or 2020, whenever it did. I think you're over 50, 60 issues now, but it's been great. So yes, massive shout out to you for that, mate. There we go. Chris has said that's a month's rent in Teesside. There we go. And Martin, welcome, sir. Mr. Simcox. Evening, guys. Agree with you about Animal Castle. Top story and art. Thank you very much. And there we go. James said, can I get a caramel latte, a caramel frappuccino, and 2 ham and cheese croissants for £15, mate? There we go. DTR, do the research. Cheers for that. Appreciate it. Mate, credit where credit is due. You have made me giggle like a little schoolboy on a Saturday morning at 10 a.m. So thank you very much for that. Anyway, up next, it is the Killer Comic Show final order cutoff. Hashtag Killer Pick for September the 14th, which is a month in advance. Tom again picked this, and he's done a runner. So Andy, would you like to talk us through this?
Mate, it'd be my absolute pleasure. So this is Midnight Suns issue number 1. This is written by Ethan Sachs, and artwork is by Luigi Zagaria. Now, the distributor code for anybody that is interested is, are we going for JUL or are we going JUL 220807? That's JUL 220807.
With your dulcet tones, mate, you can say it however you like.
Thank you. So this is in shop September 14th, 2022, and you can expect to pay roughly about £3.60, £3.70, depending on who your local comic shop is. Ooh. So Rise of the Midnight Suns, a dark prophecy and apocalyptic new villains with horrifying powers, the likes of which Earth has never faced before, ordains a team of Midnight Suns to rise and tear up Magic, Wolverine, Blade, Spirit Rider, and Nico Minoru. But what does the new threat have to do with the Sorcerer Supreme's past? And why is Strange Academy student Zoe Laveau, who cares, number 1 on the Suns list?
This is what hooked me in. Hook, line, and sinker. That last paragraph. But what does the new threat have to do with Sorcerer Supreme's past? And why is Strange Academy student Zoe Laveau number 1 on this list? Strange Academy for me is Scotty Young all over. It's great. It's fantastic. I really enjoyed it. Weren't expecting it to end, but it's coming out next year. This is so smart how they've done this, because they're keeping the whole Strange Academy fans and everything engaged by this. Not sure it's going to stand up. Not sure the whole premise of the comic's going to be okay, but Strange Academy, I'm all over it. I'll probably sack it off after 1 issue, but I'm going to jump on anyway.
Take my money. I've seen that there's a bit of speculation about this book, specifically this cover as well. So if you're into that sort of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, I definitely think this would be good. And we was talking earlier about the film Prey. If you want to see what Triple G's review is about the film Prey, head over to his channel. Drop a message and have a look at the video. It's very enjoyable. I caught a bit of it last night, but yes, it was very, very fun. And the film Prey is fantastic. It's
also Peter's birthday. It's his 71st birthday today. So if we can all make sure that we wish Peter a happy 71st.
Honestly, he doesn't look a day over 70. He's done really, really well. So yeah, he must be all that spending on the comics. The Iron Buster, the Hulk Buster that he picked up is fucking awesome. Like, it is an incredible sculpture. So Peter, yeah, that's well done on that, mate, because that is incredible. So yeah, well done on that. Absolutely amazing. Happy birthday to you, sir. I will buy you a shot of some ranted shot at Thought Bubble like you gave to us last year. So you can look forward to that, mate. There we go. But that's it. That is it. The Killer Covers scoreboard business time. There we go. So the poll ended, and
I'm
in
not
third
happy.
place,
Not happy.
it was me with 22%. In second place, it was Andy with Predator 1 with 32%. And with Tom, thanks to his Fireman Sam, Elvis, Roger, Billy, whatever you want to call them, 8 billion genies, got 45% of the vote. So, Tom, you have
So
won.
we know what Tom's vote or his wish was. I wish that I can win this week's cover vote.
Yeah.
And it came true.
Exactly that. So, yeah, Tom won. And Martin Simcox, thank you very much for that, mate. There is a new Strange Academy 1 out at the end of October. I knew there was a new art coming. So, yeah, very, very much looking forward to that. And that is a tragedy, that result. Yes, it is.
Correct.
But so, this is the Killer Cover scoreboard. But the sneak peek for next week, right? I don't think it's going to happen, is it? Let's be honest. Because I'm away, Andy's away, Tom's away, we're all away, right? So how long is the show on a hiatus for, Andy?
So the both of us can't do it next week. So there'll be no show next week. Then me and you are on holiday, not together, I might add, maybe.
Unfortunately.
And so myself and Tom will be back on the 1st of September. And then the three of us will be back the following week. And that, guys, is when we will start our Road to Thought Bubble segment as well, which I'm sure you can't wait for. But yes, the next couple of weeks, there's going to be no show. We're all otherwise engaged in some other activity. So don't miss us too much, guys, but we will be back on the 1st of September.
So, yes. And what we might do, we might post something out on our Instagram as well, just giving you the dates and stuff. But this is the last show for 2 weeks until the 1st of September, when you will have the lovely Tom and the lovely Andy. And I will be in Portugal getting absolutely trolleyed with a free bar.
Nice. Can I just say, on this Saturday at 9:30 on Comic Deals channel, which I've just literally dropped the link. So for guys that are new to this channel, I used to do a little show called Panels and Pints with James and Sean, and I don't know if we're calling it a Panels and Pints this Saturday. It's kind of just us stumbling into StreamYard and pressing record and going.
So it is Panels and Pints.
Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much what we do best. So guys, if you want to see this face again with James and who else wants to come and join the chat, then go and hit up and make sure you subscribe to Comic Deals channel. Let's just say that it's normally a fun show. There's normally drinks consumed, and we normally don't stick to a script or the rules. So that's all I'm going to say.
Zan has just asked you, Andy, are you going to FilmCon next week at Braehead?
Mate, I don't live in Scotland. I don't live in Glasgow. I live in Northern Ireland. So no, I will not be attending. But if you are, definitely let us know what it's like.
Oh, thank you very much, Connie. Sad times. I'm excited for the Road to Thought Bubble segment, to be honest, because I'm actually going to this year. Connie's going this year. Get in.
Oh, did I not mention that to you? Yeah, she's going.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
this is going to be great, and I'm really excited for the Road to Thought Bubble segment, because I don't want to say too much, but yeah, I'm really, really excited for it.
Listen, guys, we have so many. What was it? What was it to say? In the fire. Prongs in the fire, stalks in the fire.
Fingers in pies. Fingers
in pies. We have put the bats, the Killer Comic bat signal to so many creators, and good things are coming. So keep an eye. If the stars align, then we should have some fantastic guests.
Yes,
but we might even have a few surprises about Thought Bubble.
Who knows?
But we should maybe keep that quiet until it's all confirmed.
Yeah. But it's been a fantastic show. We love having you in the chat every single week. Thanks for your support. Thanks for everything. Yeah, the promotion, everything, wearing our merch and stuff like that. It's been great. We love having you in the chat every single Thursday. We shall see you in a couple of weeks. So enjoy the sunshine, enjoy your comics, enjoy your collecting and stuff like that. It's been another great show. Thank you very much, guys. And we shall see you soon. See you later.